mic was off.
Elder Scrolls 6, man.
My mic was off the entire fucking.
That's the topic. Elder Scrolls 6.
My microphone was off the entire time.
Oh, really? Wait,
Yes.
what?
Yes, it was. I thought it was on, but apparently it wasn't.
Oh, boy.
So yeah, I gotta retell all that shit over again. Ooh, bitch, I'm out in London. All right, so basically, I have to re-go over all of that over again. So, I work at a computer lab called St. John's Bread and Life. Basically, they have this I work at a soup kitchen called St. John's Bread and Life. Basically, in there they have this computer lab, where you can go in there and do job research. This one lady who we're gonna call Donkey because if I give her any human name, it wouldn't be befitting. And I'm sorry if you're a fellow mule out there watching. I'm sorry, but I can't give her a human name, and I can't think of anything worse than Donkey. Not saying that donkeys are bad. I'm just saying that was the first thing that came to mind. So whatever. I mean, to be fair, the original name was gonna be Jackass, and Jackass and donkeys are the same thing, like the same definition wise. So whatever. Anyway, also, he's not being rude. He's just looking for a topic for the podcast we're gonna film in a little bit. And yeah, basically, she came in the computer lab and like there's two reasons people come in any computer lab anywhere on the earth. Period. Play game to recreational, go on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, and to do something that's actually gonna improve their life. If I'm naming her Donkey, I don't have to fill in which one she was in there to do. So she was just scrolling on Facebook, scrolling on her Facebook full of digital pastors and stuff like that haven't studied the scripture in a way an actual pastor would have to be certified a day in their life. But they're giving out full sermons on their Facebook Live. Oopsie, whatever. So basically, she goes and watches those. Whatever, cool. I don't care if that's what you want to watch. Go ahead, watch it. I would say sister, but I'm not related to that foul beast. Anyway, so she came in the computer lab. She's playing it on the speaker loud or whatever, right? So I calmly asked her, "Hey, ma'am." And by the way, you're not allowed to have any sound on the speaker. You're supposed to have to use headphones. But she didn't have any headphones. So I said, "Okay, excuse me, ma'am. You don't have to turn the volume off. Just turn it down." I said, "If you want to turn it off, fine, but you just have to turn the volume down because I don't want it to disturb anybody else in the computer lab." She goes, "Oh, why do I have?" Because now, mind you, there were two guys over there. They come like every 5, 6 days, like once or twice a week. They're regulars there. So they were coming in and they were communicating to each other, talking to each other about about a job that one of them was signing up for. Step over into the frame, some please.
What? Oh, my
Jeez,
God.
I know by natural spacing. So they were talking to each other about that, and the way I explained it to him, and I explained it earlier. Hold on, let me make sure I don't have to redo this fucking performance again. And the way I explained it earlier was that they were actually like talking. They weren't just, oh hey dude, did you see the sports game last night? Yeah, I saw the sports game. Or oh, did you see that award show? So and so had the fat booty. Or I mean, if one of them was gay, so and so had the thick bulk in the front of his pants. It's 29. It's 2020. I gotta be inclusive for some damn reason. Anyway, so they were talking and they were communicating about the job that he was signing up for and whatnot. So I was letting it rock. I was like, whatever, because usually we would ask them to try not to talk too loud, but it was them two, her, and one other person, and the other person that was there, she's a volunteer there. Like she gotta just put up with it either way because she's a volunteer there. She's being paid to work there, or she's working there. Period. She's getting paid in some. She's getting some type of compensation. Whatever. Point is, she went in her brain. This is a logical statement. They're talking. They're talking. Oh, they're communicating and they're talking. Oh, you didn't tell them to shut up. So why do I have to shut up, but they get to keep talking? I said, well, ma'am, they're communicating about something that has to do with the job that he's signing up for, which again they were, and they weren't just buddy buddy. Hey, bro, you see the sports game last night, dude? Or oh, you saw Empire last night? That's funny because nobody watches Empire. Anyway, so they were talking and communicating and whatnot, and she goes, "Oh, fuck out of here. If they communicating, I'm trying to communicate to God with this person over the computer screen that isn't even talking to me, that I can't communicate with any other way, shape, or form live." They're like that. Like, how do you break that down to make sense? Correct answer: you don't. Don't waste your brain energy. I did, and it was a waste of time. So anyway, she wants to keep the volume up. Now the lab monitor. This isn't her real name, but we're just gonna call her Catherine, right? She tells the woman, "Miss, you have to turn your speakers down." She did, and she usually tells people, "Nope, you gotta turn it off. Plug in headphones. If you ain't got headphones, cut the speakers off." But like I said, there was nobody in the lab, so this was one of the rare few times she just said, "Miss, you have to turn it down, not off, not off, down." So she was being nice already to start with. So she just kindly asked the woman to turn it down. Then this woman goes all off the fucking beaker, off the breaker, going crazy. You may want to look for like two topics. Two topics will be good.
Okay.
But she goes off the breaker and she starts calling.
Get some tissue.
All right, cool. She starts calling the woman racist, crazy, a demon. And her main thing that she gets stuck on is calling Catherine racist. And Catherine is the nicest, sweetest, older woman you'll meet, bruh. And she, like, you could just look at her for 15 seconds. She's not racist. Like, literally, you can look for that long. She's not racist. And she really isn't. Okay, let me move that. And she really isn't racist at all in any way, shape, or form. So the lady starts, "You know what it is? I think you're just targeting me. 'Cause I'm black." Oh, that actually made me lightheaded. But she goes off on her spiel and goes, "You're just targeting me because I'm black." And then she like all goes into this spiel. "Oh, I'm gonna report you to everybody. I'm gonna report you to City Hall." First off, St. John's Bread and Life is a non-profit organization. Reporting them to City Hall is like trying to rob a non-profit at the end of the month. The fuck are you doing? Wasting your time. But like you're just wasting your time. So anyway, and it just keeps getting funnier. And she goes off on this whole spiel. "You're racist. Because you told me to turn down the volume on my speakers. You're a freaking racist." And whatnot, right? So after she goes off on this spiel, she says, "Ma'am, I'm going to have to ask you to turn your speakers down or I'm going to have to call security." And she gave her 3 chances. She keeps, I'm not turning my speaker down. You're just doing this because I'm black." 2 and 3 more times, right? She says, "Ma'am, I'm just asking you to turn your speakers down or I'm going to have to call security to act and have to ask you to leave." She like, "Nah, I'm not leaving here. I'll leave when I want to. Fuck out of here." So she's like, "All right." And she steps off and she goes and gets security, right? So after she goes and gets security, the security, and you know what's funny? The lady that calmed her down was a white lady. So I mean, I'm not condoning saying this type of thought, but I'm just saying like this is more typical and makes like I'm more used to this thought process. If it was anybody you wanted to call racist, why not call this old white lady racist? Like instead of this old Spanish calling this older Spanish lady who really if you look up your history are just as black as you, like racist. What? Just the whole thought process just makes my brain hurt to the point to where I can't even explain it cohesively. Like you see what she's making me do? She's making me use big words. She's making me sound educated. That's bad.
You look crazy.
She her ignorance is so strong that it just magnetizes the ignorance right out of my body. Maybe I should be around her more so she could just take all the ignorance out my body and just attract it to her ignorance. Anyway, so anyway, that's fucked up. But it's true. So anyway, the guys who are like basically certified to be the place's security because they don't like they're a nonprofit and they don't have hired security guards because it's a freaking soup kitchen. Sure, there's people who come in there with mental illnesses and things like that, but this is not a court. This is not a place of law or like a place that really should need security. Like it just isn't food. But realistically, would security benefit? Hell yeah. So that's why they have a couple people certified as security, like as the place's security and whatnot. So like if you get rough or if you get crazy, they're actually allowed to skylift you, to take you up under your shoulders, put you in a half Nelson, and drag you out the door because at some point it's gonna be necessary. And also it raises your pay like $1 or $2 per hour, but I mean that's another benefit. But that's neither here nor there. Nobody cares. That adds nothing to the story. I don't even know why I'm still going on about it, but here we are. Anyway, so this woman goes on her rant to this, mind you, older Caucasian woman that it would be easiest to pull the "you're racist" shtick off to, right? It just the way I said shtick. It's just super shtick.
Oh my god, that reminds me of something.
Oh my god.
Same thing, black lady, being the victim.
Yeah. That's a perfect way to say it. I'm a black lady. Maybe I can play the victim. Oh, woe is me. It's a race war in this computer lab. Oh, this racist woman, Catherine. She's so racist. She really had the audacity to politely ask me to turn the volume down. And like my point, because like there was another guy there. He was like a volunteer as well. I was like, yo, like, I was like, her whole statement doesn't make sense. They looked at me like, huh? I was like, her whole statement doesn't make, well, they didn't look at me like, huh? Like, nah, Catherine's racist or something. Like, no, they looked at me like that, like, what you mean? I was like, her whole statement doesn't make sense because I'm the one who told her first, and I'm black. You ain't gonna pull that race card on me. I know my history. And I'm obviously black, so you double can't pull that card on me. Oh, he's being racist towards me. How? Tell me what I did. I'll say it in a minute. I'll stand up here in her face. Excuse me, ma'am. Tell me what that I did that was racist. Tell me. Inform me of the actions that I did that made you feel like I were doing them out of racial motivation. What racially motivated actions did I do towards you, ma'am? What did I do? Stupid. I'm black too. Why? So I was like, I wasn't ready to go there. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just sit to. So like they understood that. So they like everybody just started laughing. I was like I'm black and I told you like that invalidates the whole she's racist thing. I was like telling somebody to turn. I was like, yo, that's crazy. We went from Martin Luther King Jr. getting literally bit by dogs, showered down with fire hoses, beat with baseball bats, and just generally harassed for no reason other than I'm trying to get equal rights for an oppressed people being racist to turn down the volume. Oh, you hurt my feelings. Like, Martin Luther King Jr. was called the N-word every day maliciously and got beat up just because he was black. He risked getting arrested just because he was black and outside at the same time. Like, yeah, that's how it was back then. If you were black and you were outside at the same time,
I'm not talking about that. System Shock Remastered is coming back.
Alright, what the fuck is System Shock? I don't... Only System Shock I know is Static Shock. This will bring a shock to your system. That's the only System Shock I need. Don't bring Static Shock back, DC. Y'all just gonna ruin it. Anyway, they really will. They'll end up making it worse. Like,
Static... Is that black hero character? Oh, they're gonna make it my PC.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, they're gonna make it politically correct. Like, Static Shock is not gonna say yo. Static Shock is gonna talk all proper. Like, excuse me, guys. He's not. He's gonna go from yo. It's time to fight the bad guys to excuse me. I must change my attire so that I can fight off these villainous foes. Like, no, get that. We want him to talk urban. Make him talk. Yo. Nah, I'm saying it's Liddy, fam. That's what I want to hear Static Shock say. I don't want to hear Static Shock.
They're gonna white fight him.
Yeah, they're gonna white black him. Like, he's gonna be a Oreo. Like, yeah, dude, it's time to solve some crimes. You get bullied after school, don't you? What? Now I'm gonna use these superpowers to fight the bullies back. Zap, dude. Like, no, we want Static Shock to be like, yo, what's good, my guy? Like, you know how Static Shock even got his powers? He was about to go shoot somebody. Like, the real origin of Static Shock, even in the TV show, he was going to a gang fight to shoot somebody. That's how Static Shock originally was about to got his powers. Going to a gang fight with a gun to shoot somebody that was bullying him. That's how Static Shock started. So please don't whiteify him. And they're going to change that and make it something stupid. But anyway, so where was I? Oh, so the guards are in there like talking to this woman. And it got to the point to where they had to tell this woman to leave out. Like, to literally just leave out. And she, like, you know how, like, there's tears crying and then there's, like, having a fit crying, like, no, I must do it, no. She was having that type of crying. She was like, I'm not going nowhere till I log out my Facebook. Get out of here. Woman, let me tell you something. Nobody is going to go into your Facebook when you're not here. Nobody cares about your Facebook at all. Nobody wants to hack into your Facebook. If anything, people want to hack out of your Facebook. Like, nobody's trying to get into your Nobody's trying to get into your Facebook. All right, woman. But whatever. She's like, log out and leave. Now, today, the very same woman comes in there. And, oh, my God. So, her, and this is the funny part. Like, the whole time, she's saying stuff like, God don't like ugly. What? Who don't like what? God don't like. Yeah, that's a fact. You look in the mirror lately, female? I mean, excuse me, unhumanly being? Like, so I'm like, whatever. Some people are just mentally sick, so I'm like, whatever. Today she comes in, she's talking to her husband, who apparently, now, this is just some logic for your brain. Her husband, according to her, is and tell me if this makes sense, Caesar. Her husband, according to her, is a doctor and a pastor. Now, like I always say, I'm not trying to look in nobody's pockets, but let's assume he's like one of the lowest positions of a doctor. Let's say maybe an assistant doctor at a clinic, and also he's a pastor. I'm pretty sure that being an assistant doctor at a clinic and a pastor, that you have more than enough money to buy a BS $200, $100 computer. Like, would that make, if I said that statement, would that make sense to you, Caesar?
Can you repeat that?
So her husband is allegedly a doctor and a pastor, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So even let's say he's an assistant doctor at like a local family owned clinic, right? Would you or would you not agree with the statement? He at least has enough money to buy a $100 or $200 basic computer. I'm not
They're
talking about
cheap.
yeah a cheap computer. I'm not talking about buy no damn Origin rig with a fucking Radeon Ryzen core CPU, goddamn Alienware. No, a basic
I
$200
don't think an
computer.
old person. Well, I don't want to say not all, but that person wouldn't know what Alienware is.
It's not even that. Like, I'm pretty sure they could go buy a $100, $200 computer. And if you're really strapped for money, Chromebooks cost $100. You go on eBay, you could get a Chromebook for like $20. Like, literally $20. The price you pay to go to a restaurant, you can literally get a Chromebook. Because Chromebooks are already like a fourth of the value of most computers at $100. Then on top of that, you're going on eBay, so it's used anyway or refurbished, which drops the value down even more. Then shipping and handling, and then it's probably damaged, so that drops the value down even more. Then on top of that, the person probably doesn't know how to like tell the damage professionally. So the value drops a whole lot more, and they probably selling it for $50 to $20. So you telling me a pastor who is also a doctor doesn't have between $50 and $20, doesn't have between $200 to $50 to spare, and you're coming to a free computer lab and complaining? Like, does that like, would I be illogical for thinking that?
No.
My point exactly. So I'm like, already right there, I see something is wrong. Like right there, I see something is wrong. I was like, one or two things: either he don't love you, he's made up, or you're just his. How do I say this without being bad? You're just his fuck bunny. I can't think of no other way to say it. And that's what it is. It is what it is. Some niggas is dogs. Not saying that he's a dog, but I'm just saying it gotta be one of those three options. He don't love you. He don't care. He don't care / you're lying, or he just got you there for the bedroom because you're just there because you have a different part attached to you and you just exist. Because I know ain't nobody trying to make her the mother of their kids. Like, that's a mistake upon mistakes. But anyway, so she comes in there and she's talking to him or whatever, and out of nowhere she just starts talking about, because every time I go in this lab, her whole spiel. Catherine is racist. Grr. I feel like every time I come in here, I'm attacked because of the color of my skin. Grr. Her whole rant, right? Right? So afterwards, after all of that happens, all of those events happen, Catherine says to the lady, she sees it escalating. She said, because she now, at first it was quiet, but now she's getting louder and louder. And this is how I knew. This is how I knew what type of person this dude was. As soon as she started going on that rant, he's not even paying attention to her. He's just like how Caesar's standing there right there while I'm talking. Like, he's standing there like that, but he actually just didn't care. And he was just standing there. Like, he wasn't entertaining it per se. Like, he wasn't entertaining it on purpose. And it got to a point where he said, see, that's the ignorance in you. Right there, I knew. I was like, oh. So he do got a brain head on his shoulders. I was like, oh. So it's something wrong with you. Like, I figured that out before, but there's a difference between, I think there's something wrong with her, and, oh yeah, there's something wrong with her. Like, there's a big difference. So once he said that, I knew, like, okay, this lady got something. I don't know if it's PTSD, anywhere from PTSD to bipolar to schizophrenia. I don't know what it is. Hey, damn. What was that? I said, what it is? But she got something. Anyway. Where was I? Goddamn. Oh, anyway, Catherine says, "Ma'am, I mean not ma'am, sir, please don't entertain that because I don't want any problems to start in my lab." He was like, "Okay, I got you." And she was like, "See what I mean? She's attacking me because the color of my skin. You freaking racist." Grr. And mind you, this woman that is calling Catherine racist is over here calling Catherine the special negative Spanish word along the spelling of SP. She's saying all this other stuff, and then she starts saying stuff like, "I say it to your face. Don't talk to me sideways. I'm the baddest one on the earth. Grr, nobody can beat me. Grr." It, like, her little Gerber Bear, Care Bear, fake thug, tough act. Like, if you you better not get locked up, because if you get locked up, you getting dragged. First time you first time you say anything, you go on a spiel, you see somebody in Spanish, oh, you're right. That's the first thing that's finna happen. Off reaction, you're right. Like, by the time you finish saying their hand is right here. The come out, that's the rest of the swing. And boom. Just like that, now your head cracked on the floor. Because you want to come out your mouth and talk crazy. I'm like, okay. Because I can see it. I'm like, you're not tough. You're not. You're just mentally sick. So I was like, okay, whatever. Whatever. So she goes on her whole spiel. Then she gets up in Catherine's face. And Catherine is like, all right, I'm not dealing with this. Security! She straight hit that bomb quickly. Security! Security! Security comes, they talking to her. And she starts going off, going crazy. Oh, she's racist. I got connected at City Hall. You got what? Exactly, like, what? I was like, wait. Caesar, tell me if this makes sense. You're using a free computer lab because you don't have a computer at home, but you got connects at City Hall.
What does that mean?
Connects, like connections with City Hall, with people at City Hall.
Oh.
But you out here every day using a free computer at a soup kitchen. What I don't know nobody. If you are in a position to have connects to people at City Hall, what the fuck are you doing using a free computer service? You should, if you have connects at City Hall, you have money in your pocket. You have money in your pocket, at least a little bit. So go buy your own damn computer. Then you don't have to hear us telling you to turn it down. You don't have to hear us telling you to get off. You can use your computer for 48 hours straight if you want to. You can use it for 2 hours, 3 hours. You could turn the volume all the way up. You could turn it down. You could take the computer, turn it on, plug it up, and jump in the tub if you feel like it. We're not going to stop you. That's your computer. But if you take this computer and try to jump in the tub, we going to let you jump in the tub, shock yourself, then charge your family. What you laughing? But I'm dead. Anyway, you know what? If I ever see her in the street and I see a puddle of water, I'm gonna plug up a toaster with a couple of extension cords and pass it to her. Oh my gosh. Then I'm gonna push her in the puddle. I'm joking. I think. Maybe. Anyway. Damn. I lost my track of thought for the 38,000th time. Oh. So she comes in the lab and does all of that stuff, and she sits down. Like, she's sitting down at the computer, and Carmen remotely turned her computer off, and she goes into her spiel again. Oh my goodness, I'm not leaving here till I log out of my Facebook. They're like, you know what? If it'll get you out of here faster, because you're not coming back in here for the rest of the day, log out your Facebook. She was like, tell her to turn the computer. She was like, look, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not gonna tell Carmen to do anything. She was like, I'm not gonna tell Carmen to do anything, and if I was Carmen, I wouldn't do anything for you either, because you just disrespected her. Then she start, like I said, then after that she goes back in her spiel. oh, Carmen, I'm a real woman. I'll beat you up. I'll take you outside and I'll drag you up and down the block. Carmen said, yo, you don't want to get your hands dirty because of me. She didn't want to say you don't want to get your hands dirty off me. She didn't say you don't want to get your hands dirty. She didn't say you're dirty. She didn't say you don't wash, which she don't. She didn't say you look dusty. She didn't say you look like oh yeah, all of this hair. Yes, girl, I got a perm. No, you didn't. You brought it like that because it's a wig, not even a weave. It's a wig, bitch. You bald. So she didn't say none of that. But she said, you don't want to get your hands dirty because of me. What? My hat fell off just like her wig does. She said, you don't want to get your hands dirty because of me. And she goes, what? Get out of here. Yep. See, stink. Yeah. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W. I'm an X, you off this earth. And all that crazy stuff, right? So she says that, and the guy standing there is like, yo, stop, what are you doing? You're going too far. She didn't even say anything, right?
Okay, man, let's do it. Mm-hmm. Let's do it.
Do it.
I don't know, are you done?
No, I'm not finished. The story's about done, though. Yeah, I was just, like, dragging it on, kind of. That, and I had to do it twice. But, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm not gonna be in the camera.
Your pussy-ass legs. Your legs are like your floppy-ass computer back.
Shut up.
You got a floppy-ass computer with a shitty stand. Anyway, damn, you keep throwing me off track with your fucking
focus.
your big-ass skull. Your large-ass chrome dome head ass. Anyway, damn, where was I with my train of thought?
I don't know.
I'm gonna fight you one day, Caesar. But anyway, oh shit. I didn't even realize these were all on the floor. I probably knocked them down. This piece of tissue. I don't know what the fuck that was on. I had to sweep up down here anyway. God damn, you making my story drag on with your
good, finally.
And then she starts saying like she stink, all of that crazy stuff, right? No, I'm committed to finishing it. I started it and I will finish it.
No, I want you to end it now.
If you stop interrupting me, I can end the story.
Oh my god.
Damn. Yo, it be your own people, man. But anyway, when she starts going off about like, oh, you said I'm dirty, all of that. She started going into your stink. She was like, you and your dirty ass daughter. Now, first off, it was her niece, but that was the other one that was a volunteer. She made the smart decision. She got up and she walked outside of the room because she is about like 22, 21. She was the right age and build to drag this heifer up and down the hallway. Okay? She was really the age to do that. So she got up, made the smart decision, which we commended, we applauded, to get up and go. And she was like, I'm not going to beat her up in here. I'm going to beat her up outside. Right? So she left. And when the woman left, Catherine went to go get her, made her come back in the room. She was like, look, they got her outside because she called herself waiting to catch Catherine outside when she's leaving to beat her up and drag her up and down a sidewalk, which is not going to happen because she told her husband like to move her car and whatnot so that like she doesn't see the car because, you know, she crazy. She might go, oh, this that racist car? Here's a brick. Boop. That's the window gone. So she told her husband move the car and whatnot. So I'm just saying this woman is really difficult in the head. So I mean that's pretty much the end of the story. But all right, you're man gay. You're man gay. You made me give up the will to finish this story and get to the funny part. I'm gonna end the damn stream.
And go on the funny part.
No, because you.